leads. Okay, you got to name off the 4 leads. What are they?
Radiator fluid, oil, transmission fluid,
Gas.
gas.
Okay, so hydraulic, coolant, water, right? It's a gas and oil. I gotta say the 4, and then people fail to mention all 4. Okay? At this time, you can also say, I'm gonna check under the car the frame and the cross members. Okay? Cracks, cuts, okay? No illegal weld repairs, security mounted, no missing nuts. Okay? Either the side or the front. Okay, we're gonna start at the top. I'm gonna check my ID lights in the middle, clearance on the outside. Ensure security mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Cuts, cracks, proper color, which should be amber. Okay. Now you check your headlights. You can point like this. I'm gonna say I'm gonna check my headlights. It's kind of given that you talk about one side and okay. No cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Proper color, which should be clear. Okay. Check the signal lights, no cuts, no cracks, proper color, which should be amber, securely mounted, the gasket, okay? Gasket, no cuts, no cracks, no gaps, and also lenses securely. Check the reflectors, with the bulb, okay? Securely mounted, no missing cuts, no bolts, no cuts, no cracks, proper color, which should be amber, okay? That's all in here. Okay, so, next you come down to the bumper. Okay, bumper, cuts, no cracks. I say no excessive damage because the bumper securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. Next, you're gonna check the hood latches. When you check the hood latches, don't pull on them like that because they're gonna expose all the cuts, cracks, and stuff like that. Pull it off. Say, you're gonna check the hood latches, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts. Pop it open.
There we go.
Okay, we're gonna Z scan. Okay. Radiator, reservoir, the coolant reservoir, no cuts, no cracks, not leaking, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. We check the cap on the reservoir, securely mounted, no cuts, no cracks, and not leaking. We check the hose that comes out of it, no cuts, no cracks, no ballooning, not leaking. Okay. We check the clamp that holds in the hose, and no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. As we go on to the master cylinder, okay? Reservoir first, the caps, securely mounted, no cuts, no cracks, and not leaking. Reservoir, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts, no cuts, no cracks, and not leaking. Okay? Check the master cylinder itself, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Check the fittings here, okay? No cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, not missing, and not leaking. Okay? Check the lines, okay? No cuts, no cracks, no crimps, not leaking, okay? We come down here to the oil. You don't have to pull the oil, but if it helps you, then you can pull it, okay? You're gonna pull it, wipe it, you're gonna check for discoloration in the oil or metal shade. Stick it all the way back in, pull it all the way back out, pull it level or down, okay? You're gonna check to make sure your oil level is between the end and the full, okay? Next you come to the alternator. And everybody knows where the alternator is already, right? Okay, alternator, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. Check the wires going to the alternator, no cuts, no cracks, no frays. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You check the pulley, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You check the belt. Belt, no cuts, no cracks. You can say no frays. Securely mounted, no cuts, no cracks, no frays, and you can say, and you push down on it like this, okay? And you can say no more than 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of deflection. I think they can take play too. Maybe you can push it in that much. Okay, water pump on the inside. Everybody knows where the water pump is. Say now if you don't know. No?
Where's the water pump?
Good. You don't know where it is? So alternator. See that big bell pulley? Mm-hmm. Right behind it is the water pump. It's attached to the front of the engine.
All right.
Okay? So it's metal, holds water, so the cuts, the cracks, the mounted, the missing bolts, not leaking. Okay? The pulley in the front, the cuts, the cracks, the mounted, the missing bolts. Same belt that runs the alternator runs the water pump, so you can say I checked it. Okay? if you get kits, and I'll tell you if you get kits, okay, he might ask you how you check the brake booster reservoir. Okay, brake booster is just run off a power steering pump. Okay, if you don't know, this is the brake booster right here. This is buzzing. This is what buzzes. Okay, the brake booster reservoir is in here. Is this thing. So if you ever looked in your car and seen the power steering reservoir, it looks exactly like that. A normal power steering reservoir, there's a cap. You pull out the cap, it's like a dipstick. That's what we tell. This one, there's no dipstick. So this one, they take off the cap. Don't do it because the edge can be hot. Okay? Take off the cap, stick your finger inside. That's how they check the level. Okay? And then put the cap back on. Okay? You probably just got to explain it to them. Come down here to the steering. Okay? Start here. Okay, the steering box. No cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Not leaking. It's full of grease, right? Okay. This is the pitman arm, drag link, upper and lower steering arms down there, and the tie rod goes that way. Okay, so we're going to check our pitman arm. No cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. We're going to check these castle nuts and cotter pins. It's here and there. Okay. So castle nut and cotter pin, we're going to make sure the cotter pin is not missing and in place. Castle nuts is securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. I mean, yeah, securely mounted, not cut, not cracked. Okay? Drag link, no cuts, no cracks. You can say not bent. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay? Upper steering arm. Okay? The lower steering arm is a little stub underneath. No cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay? Now you're going to go on to the brakes. Oh, no, not the brakes. Did I say the tie rod? No. Okay, I forgot the tie rod. So tie rod, when it goes this way. No cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You can say not bent.
Can we just point and then just say pivot arm or plate level, just direction? You don't have to touch it.
You can. I had a girl one time, she just memorized that. And she said, Darren, I don't know what everything is. So I told her, well, just stand outside and do this. That. She did that. The guy kind of like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So she'd go like this, and he goes, no, show me. So she'd go, oh, like this, right? But she was a girl. You're not. She gets the leeway. You don't.
Okay. I'll come with a little bit of oil on my fingers then, huh?
Okay. You don't have to touch it. But if you say pitman arm, you better be able to do that. If you say drag link, you better be able to do that. If you say tie rod, you better do.
I'll just point over there.
You're not gonna. It's gonna be hot. They're not gonna expect you to kind of stick your hand.
Right.
Okay. What we're gonna do?
Brakes.
Okay. No, not the brakes yet. Tie rod. Okay, tie rod we did. Okay, next is the suspension. Okay, so spring mounts. Okay, the mounting plate over here. Okay, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay, spring shackles. Okay, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. U-bolts, which is this thing. Okay, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Leaf springs, no cuts, no cracks, none missing or misaligned, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay, check the shock absorber. Okay, no cuts, no cracks. You can say no dents. You can say no leaks. Okay, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Check the bushing, which is right here. Okay, the rubber bushing. No cuts, no cracks. It's not missing. Okay, and it's securely mounted. Okay. Now, if you forget the frame and the cross members up front, this is the frame. So say it here. Yeah, frame and cross members. No cuts, no cracks, no illegal weld repairs, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. Next is the brakes. Okay. The brakes, the line. No cuts, no cracks, no crimps, not leaking. Okay. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. The hose. No cuts, no cracks, no ballooning, not leaking. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. The fitting that the hose goes into. No cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts, not leaking. The caliper itself, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts, not leaking. The pads, use the explanation I have in the sheet. I can't remember exactly what it is, but use that. No less than a 1/4 inch of pad left. No missing rivets. No liquids on it. I think something like that. No oil or hydraulic fluid. Okay. Next is the rotors. Okay, the rotor, no cuts, no cracks, no scoring, no gouging. Okay, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay, we're gonna check the tire, the tread. Make sure the wear is even. Okay, nothing embedded, no cuts, no cracks, not leaking. Okay, we're gonna make sure the tread depth in the front is no less than 4/32 of an inch. Okay, you gotta say 4/32. Okay, not 1/8. Okay, we're gonna check to make sure that the cap is not delaminating from the carcass. Right, there's no separation between the tread and the tire, because these are recaps. Okay, check the sidewalls. Make sure there's no cuts, no cracks, not leaking, no embedded objects. Okay, check the rim itself, no cuts, no cracks, no illegal well repairs. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. We check the valve stem. Valve stem, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, not leaking. We check for the tire pressure back at the shop using a tire gauge. Okay, it should be 105 psi. Okay, check the lug nuts. Okay, lug nuts, no cuts, no cracks. No missing that. Touch them like this. Okay, we're gonna make sure there's no metal shavings, rust trails. They're gonna probably ask you what that means. Rust trails means water's getting behind the nut, rusting it out from the back. Metal shavings means somebody put the lug nut on bad, crooked, so it's crossing the threads, so it's getting all jacked up. Okay?
Rust dust, yeah?
What's that?
Rust dust, yeah? Rust dust.
No. Rust trails or metal shavings.
Something like that?
Yep. That's it. Okay. I think the back one has rust trails, so look at that. Okay. Hub seal, no cuts, no cracks, not leaking, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. That's it for the front. Easy, right? Okay. Start from the side and the rear. Always start out, approach the vehicle to make sure it's level. If it's not level, you can have suspension problem, no problem. Check under the car, make sure there's no leaks. What kind of leaks?
Gas, oil, hydraulic.
Gas, oil, hydraulic, and electric. Fluid. Okay, good. Check the frame and the cross members. Right? No cuts, no cracks, no illegal well repairs. Should be about the condition. Okay? One guy likes you to start here. Maybe check the lights, okay, and then you move on. One guy could care less about this. He wants you to start over here. So my suggestion is you start here, start with the lights and all that stuff. If they tell you never mind, then you move on to the door.
If you get the guy that starts from there, do we do a tire too?
No, just the lights and then you check the door. Make sure it works properly, opens and closes properly. Check the window, make sure it opens and closes properly. Check the gasket, make sure there's no cuts, no cracks. Yeah, it's securely mounted. Check the overall condition of the door, no damage, no missing rivets. Okay. That's it for the door. Next, you check under the car. Okay. You check the drive shaft. No cuts, no cracks, dented. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Check the new joints. Okay. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. All properly greased. There's nothing wound up in the new joints. Then you check the carrier bearings. Okay. Carrier bearings, no cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. And you have to say this without seeing it. That's why this is hard. Okay? Because this is where everybody misses stuff. Check the exhaust system. No cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts, right? No holes in the exhaust. You can tell if there's a hole in the exhaust by the sooty material. Okay. You can check the brackets, the mount, the exhaust stuff. Cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. Anything else under there? Gas tank, we hit on the other side. Okay. And this is probably where we fail the most, right back here. You can't see it. Okay. But if you can picture the front, then you can do the back. The biggest difference back here is a suspension, right? There's 3 different types of springs. There's a load spring, a leaf spring, and a torque spring. And you can only see them in the front. Can't see them back here. Okay. So I check the load spring, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. I check the leaf springs, no cuts, no cracks, no missing or misaligned springs. Okay, leaf springs back here are just like the ones up there. You check the spring mount, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You're gonna check the leaf, the spring shackles, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You're gonna check the U-bolts. That's not in the notes. It does have U-bolts. Okay, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. You check the torque spring. Torque spring, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. Okay. Check my tires. Okay, not tire. Okay, tires. Check the tread, even wear. Okay. If they ask you, and this applies to any tire, if it's worn in the middle, it's overinflated. It's worn on the outsides, right? It's under. Okay. Check the tires, the treads, right? Even wear, no cuts, no cracks, not leaking, nothing embedded. Okay. Tread depth back here should be no less than 2/32 of an inch. No less than 2/32 of an inch. Okay. Check in between the tires. Make sure there's no rubbish, nothing wound up in there. Okay. Check the sidewalls. Make sure there's no cuts, no cracks. Right. Nothing embedded, not leaking. Check the cap, the tread cap, and the carcass. Make sure there's no gaps. Right. It's separated. Okay. Check the rim. No cuts, no cracks. No illegal weld repairs. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Check the lug nuts. Touch them like this, right? Securely mounted, none missing. Okay, you're looking for rust trails or metal shaving. Same reason for a front. Okay. Check the valve stem. Same like up front. No cuts, no cracks, not leaking. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. PSI should be 105. Then you're gonna check it back at the shop using tire gauge. Okay. Next is the axle seal. No cuts, no cracks, no leaks. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Axle seal. Okay. Mud flaps. This car is not equipped with mud flaps because of the length of the back of the car. Okay. So therefore, I don't have to check it. Okay. Make sure you say that, otherwise you get your credit for it. Okay. Turn around. Check the reflectors. Okay. Reflectors, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts and bolts. Proper color, which should be
Red.
okay. Start at the top. Clearance lights, ID lights. Okay. No cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Proper color, which should be red. Come down to the door. Check the door condition of the door. No cuts, no cracks, no missing rivets. Okay. Check the cables. Right. No cuts, no cracks, no frays. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Just say I check the door, make sure it opens and closes properly, and just tug on it like this. That's all you gotta do. Okay? Make sure it works properly. Check the signal lights, no cuts, no cracks. Securely mounted by the gasket. Okay, proper color, which should be red. The gasket itself, no cuts, no cracks, no gaps. Holes in the lens secure. Check the brake light. Okay, no cuts, no cracks. Proper color, which should be red. Held in by the gasket, no cuts, no cracks, no gaps. Holes in the lens securely. Reverse light, no cuts, no cracks. Make sure the proper color, which should be
White.
clear.
Clear.
Okay. Held on by the gasket, no cuts, no cracks, no gaps. Holes in the lens securely. Check the license plate light, no cuts, no cracks. Proper color, which should be clear. Okay. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. The bumper bracket. Okay, bumper mount, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. Okay. You don't think these things can crack, they can crack. I've seen them crack right here. Somebody backed into a dock too hard. Okay, so they can crack. Okay. Check the bumper itself, no cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts, no excessive damage. Okay? See for the back. If, when you're done back there, you come around over here and he says, tell me a little bit something about something under here, you missed something, I guarantee you. Okay? He's trying to give you a chance, he's trying to let you get the point. So start from the beginning, wherever he's at, and say everything all over again. Once you hit that thing that you missed, he's going to tell you, okay, that's it. Good, move on. Okay? If he stops you here and asks you more questions, you miss him. Okay. That means you're pretty close to him. That's a good sign. Gas tank. Okay? Cap, cuts, no cracks, not leaking, securely mounted. The gas tank itself, cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing cuts and bolts, not leaking. The straps that hold up the tank, cuts, no cracks, not corroded, securely mounted, no missing cuts or bolts. The hoses that goes into the gas tank, and if you really want to see it, you can see it through here. Cuts, no cracks, no ballooning, securely mounted, not leaking. It clamps that hold on the hoses, cuts, no cracks, securely mounted, no missing cuts or bolts. Not leaking. Okay? That's it. That's the whole thing. I've seen people do the pre-trip, because you're only going to do the cab, the front, the cab, and the side and the rear. I've seen people do it as fast as like 5 minutes. That means the guys just giving it to go, whatever, right? No missing nuts or bolts, and make sure the battery's not leaking or swollen. You gotta say those words, otherwise you don't get credit for it. Okay, check the battery cables, no cuts, no cracks, no frays, no corrosion. Okay, and that's it. Securely mounted, no missing nuts or bolts. That's extra points right there.
Extra credit, man.
Yeah, extra credit.
Gotta need that shit.
I'll say, you know what? On second thought, I don't know that's on the test anymore. It used to be on the test.
Goodness.